Oh, she came to watch the play, Sarah. Sarah.
Oh, nice.
She came with a friend, but Mozena nam to it, and did even message me a few times. Was shall we come to the play? But Pandro's message. I want to go to the
Karatasi.
Fucking hell, man. But I had all those. Moses, I'm face.
I don't know, baby.
I don't even know who baby. Delegation assortment my boss just moved. My boss.
I would be so stressed being around those people because I'm shy.
It's but I'm not shit.
They wouldn't even say it. They'll just not invite you. Because they're above complaining certain things. They'll just be like, my Rolex is missing, but okay.
Anyway, anyway.
Now we know.
Hey,
I'm talking
about where they got my Rolly. Hey. I was yeah. And then after the show, we went had a beer and whatnot, and I was with one of my classmates, Jordan, who's the principal Trevor. I was playing Max that day. No one understands. So what are you doing now? I know, I'm just now in development, whatnot, producing right at 10. And then we spoke. And then I was like, Jordan has just been shooting like a sitcom. It's just been casting a new sitcom that's coming out. So I remember in the up north gonna film it because it's filming in Huddersfield. It sounds stupid. Anyway, that ends. And then she was like, I would like to. And then he said, I've been working on a script. We're just talking in passing. So I said, you should pass it through me. You send it to National. I'll read it. And I was like, sure, I'll send it to National. No. After I buy that from Jordan. I was like, not better nice. Because what you mean? No. Daronga sits on the board of Netflix, bro. Her dad is Britain's first black billionaire. She said, fuck off. That if she wants something made, the only reason it won't be made is
also because it sucks.
Irredeemable. But if it's good and she's with it, believe me,
it's getting done.
It can get done.
Yo, Emi, ungana itimbo sasa pano panika nyaya karikupisa. We just wanna talk about it machitika. Welcome, oh you know what time it is. Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this. You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Four. Welcome, this is Black and Four.
Buyashaka. Labantwana maronko. Yeah, abantwana barupa. Whenever I think of like peak December, I go back to that early Amapiano.
Sister Bettina.
Ayo, that was Amapiano.
Okay, you said
I'm talking about
Amapiano. I thought you said early. Now,
no,
Amapiano is just now synonymous with house music.
Yeah, but I get what you mean. In terms of like when we think of like peak December in our childhoods, we're going back to TKZ.
Oh yeah.
That's Mendoza. Then there's hello, December.
Oh yeah.
Hayeta. You know, Arthur Mafokate. You know,
and oi mabumbu joya.
Ezomkito.
But them man been on. No wonder they've taken off. They've been
They've had a track record. They've had a track record where when I think of, you know, peak, especially if you have a relative coming from South Africa. Ooh. When that GP never plays.
Ooh. What plates?
Must speak and boot. Boom. And then
must be nice.
Takura, you know, Sister Bettina.
DJ
Cleo.
Yeah.
Sohlangane. I don't want your number.
DJ Cloak.
DJ Cloak, Terminate. D&B beats.
Ding 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 ding.
Lento.
Ding ding ding. Now Professor ding 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 ding.
Hey, ngiyashare my copyright.
Hey nyandi.
Hey,
ngadathi kuslap.
Usinika lento.
Man,
what was that other Big Nas song?
Big Nas.
Umlilo.
Oh yeah.
Uyashisa.
And
And then after that came Heavy K with
yeah,
he
had to run.
That was the same time around na Shigupu Shiba
Shibenenge,
Shibenenge.
hi Shibenenge, Shiguba Chibambo, ding 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 ding.
DJ Kanyani and some friends. Shibanko.
Hi Shibenenge.
Mafikizolo with Kona.
Kona. They've had a record, bro.
Of
No, jello. Ding 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 ding.
Watch that guitar.
Woo! And
then even if you soon as just before my piano kwankune hololo Pepsi Odumo.
Ayo kwankune nqomo kaXhoya ebika.
Hololana omunye bezo.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I preferred Qom.
Nah, I prefer Amapiano.
I think I preferred Qom.
The thing with Qom for me was it was too high octane.
And
there's no soft.
That's what I love. That's what I love. Even like if I'm listening to rap and whatnot,
it requires too much.
And the high tempo
I
stuff.
like mellow.
I think it's the dancer in me.
Mambo chika. Opera maseko.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever have a face?
No. When it comes to South African dances, I know enough to not feel out of place, right? I know enough to pretend as if and this could.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I
know enough.
I'm not going hard right now because I'm
a chill guy.
I can't go hard if I want.
Where my comfort zone is like for dancing to like dancehall music or like sungura or rumba. You know, that's my place of comfort.
Yeah.
So anything we do with dance or with South African or house music, the dances almost feel like very specific for me to get into. I've never been that technical with my laziness always prohibited. I know enough could kind about I was like,
if you have it, you have it.
Yeah, if you have it, that's.
So I don't think Zirika style we have to like that.
You know? So because the one thing that I absolutely don't like to do is trying and failing.
Try.
Imagine going on bounds. So for the most part, I stick to what I know.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if I ever told you like more. Did we even say welcome on this?
We just went straight into gas. Oh, my bad. Oh, I hadn't seen you there.
Yo.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to another episode. It's clearly December.
It's
clearly December. The boys are in the mood. We're here. But
we're within.
Uni days. I think I've told maybe bits and pieces, but we used to dance, man. Rods, Marasta, Mish, Tokwindo, Chinchilla, Marasta every Thursday.
Okay.
You know, like tamba kwa vanhu vanokupa space because tweet my clocks tweet I'm doing this off soap. Dabba things.
Proper things.
Like we used to do my comedy from high school, even my comedy next to my rhythms.
Apa uri sober?
Zero
Influence.
I don't know if I told you of this. Like the moment I stopped dancing in public was when this one guy came and said, "Yeah, I'm chita." I'm like, yes. Broke my heart.
You can't be just jumping around.
No, it was he broke it down. It was like I moved the dance floor.
Because kana une case unoenda kunotenga mabhodhoro unotenga magazi.
And I realized subconsciously that's exactly what I was doing. That's why I think it hurt.
True. You're like, oh.
But you know the crazy thing is, I think the girls that clocked it. But for the boys that are going sugar. Because it's not time.
But you know what stopped me from dancing in my clubs was I heard someone say to Hansi is a 10, but I know that they get up a dance floor. It's like, ooh.
Oh, but that's more these back days. 2012, man, I was not my eek.
Yeah,
like they're not my eek are not mainstream,
but nonetheless, Arisatro.
But also the thing with Rhodes was it looked like it had this high school feel. It wasn't like it was 7,000 students, right? Whereas every other university in South Africa, minimum 15,000.
First,
right? So it felt very small, even smaller Zimbabwean community. So it felt like it wasn't like, and the club itself has 200 people max.
Fair.
Feels like triple match.
I didn't have pressure. No, no sweat.
I remember, you sometimes you're trying to vumbura my dance, you're trying to stand out, and catch wine,
yeah.
And I'm remembering. Do you know insecurities are a crazy thing, man?
Insecurities are mad.
Insecurities are a crazy thing.
Everyone has them.
It's only now that ndakura where I realized, didn't upper hand. Because what
was the insecurity here? After the guy said that,
that came much later.
Okay.
But within the insecurity was just everything that I thought I didn't have.
Okay.
Which in my mind overshadowed all the things that I had.
Actually
like
had.
I'm a funny kid, I'm smart.
You got a lot going for you.
But my insecurities are overshadowing the very few things, which is like you look around at school, everything within the school is within walking distance. But there's still guys with cars. Same stream, guys younger than you. And you're like, there's still guys with like, fancier phones. Everything my days want a Samsung Champ.
Nicer apartments.
To get nicer apartment, these guys is trim raised, like things like that. Like the ability we would have supper. Because Trugaram raised everything is you're eating
per campus.
But they would guys because supper epera, I can't remember whether it was 7 or 8. We didn't kana usina kubva nechingwa kudeans kana leftover shunzi paneka kengas
akanoita creepy
waziona chimajiza chafonera stairs debonaise pier pizza and whatnot. Do you know what I mean?
But you got to cook for
do you know what I mean? So it's Suzu because until my jeans tells on say tango to make sure that you no hold down go 2 liters kake oros
sobo
woba wati 2 kg rakore mabhisho ndingirigini. And for the most part unongosangana pocket money akamboreba kudaro.
That's fine.
Ndingirigini all those things will be at the back of your head.
Boys stairs up and
you're not even thinking to invite because this is the time where afterwards after the green boys are gonna invite galis. So to my motorbike. To my
moped.
To power bike dropper stairs, dropper pizza, dropper chakadai. And you don't vocalize, but
it must be nice.
So you're already limited because in your head you think that's the thing that impresses girls. You think if I don't have capacity to get steers, I can't. Which meant madays angu ekushina
it was
aipera
limited.
madays andaitumira pocket money.
Still
Waona
shining in
But
the hood after that.
only to realize later on kuti mazi I was a good storyteller, bro. Ndakwanisa kushedza munhu ndokwadza nenyaya. But
watokana
munhu nenzara iye akwanisa kutochaya.
I don't want to find that.
But
yeah.
do you get what I mean?
That's so true.
Why go out to spark? And there were a lot of people that had the capacity to do it.
That's true.
You know, you're
That's
just you're
true.
a decent guy, and you seem to be be loyal, you seem to be humble. You're my guy.
Yeah,
It's not the concept of
modest.
you know, it's perfect because
everyone got one size fits all.
It looks clean.
As long as muri clean, you're fine.
You look tidy.
In fact, no, you're so right, because those were the times to really just nangrikini bask in your dream students.
Everyone is here.
We're all equal.
Everyone is
because after that, wow.
Real life.
Now takumesha apartment yako kuti zvoni.
Real life.
Zabarenyi mudhara. Akusina rezga. Takutonyatsoona kuti zvoni mune vadhara vesaga rehupu riri pakona apa.
Fridge yanyi. Hamuna chinu ko.
Muri
onyeni
a young man.
Ko cooking or game free. Do you get what I mean? Like it's if you're a young person going through uni and you're watching this, those are the best. Because it only if you're thinking with your stress right now, brother, man, sister,
once
it gets stressful from here.
When they come into the dating market in vanhu vari job market,
10 years experience.
Now
vakacita ma-CV.
Yeah, pane vanhu vari kubhadhara ma-mortgage. Once everyone's like, it's so bruh, it's rough. It's rough being a young man sometimes. But with my baby, especially the ones vakanaka. I've always said this, man, and this is why I've always said to the man, don't feel hard done by. Hey, nini must have I mean, a good portion of them are because they're kind of, you know, exaggerating.
I mean, it's aspirational.
It's an aspirational, but there's a good portion of them who can make such demands because those are one.
There's also a third contingent where there's people that you look at and you're like, you deserve no less.
Yeah. This
God favored you. Where I've been in situations where, you know, when you get attention from, like, this is young me, student me.
Yeah.
And I'm talking student me, Wade. I was skinny, bro. Like, I was skinny, and that was also one source of, because this is one source of insecurity. Because one, bro, I remember somebody saying,
that's rude.
No, because Graham's one was windy, bro.
That's rude.
It wasn't an Kanduru. Because I wasn't Kanduru back then. But I'm saying with it, that source of insecurity came from, these are my days in my hang.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People, you have access to the school gym.
The man, people
are
building,
gym. People are doing sports.
Who are like rugby.
Exactly.
Back then we weren't even exposed
to. No. So you're starting to like, oh my.
Then you realize, oh shit, you know, I'm not the aesthetic here.
I'm not there. Like baby rakukumbundira ndurona roko rakarutobuda pari kukuhaga maoko akarubatana
ari kudzoka achizvihaga iye.
Like, you know, things like that. But then I'm saying that even in those days, I would have like streaks of, like, similar to, you know, that like high school moments where you just have a streak of a good run. Maybe you've said something intelligent in a lecture.
Yeah.
Or you just have a good look somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, the little
like I
moments.
remember I saved up, bro.
Mm.
I saved up. I wanted to buy these Jordans. This is back then. My Jordans, I think about 2 point something rands.
Okay.
Right. Jordan, what was it? Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s. Can't remember what it was.
Fair enough. But watch do my Jordan.
Because I wasn't particularly enthused about them being Jordans. I just knew good dope.
Yeah, fair enough.
Saved up. Pinda kuda taxi yangu ndakananga Port Elizabeth. The tenga Jordan rangu. And because I'm aware good no, I need to tenga machinos angari hot those days.
Yeah.
Tenga nika denim kangwe in green and ni manga t-shirts de kuchinja. That week I was hot, bro.
Oh.
I was hot, bro. I was gliding. I was walking on sunshine. But here's the crazy thing. That was one of the most important lessons that I've had as a young man. Because I sat down with my analytics. Some analytics of
My insights.
My insights. And I was like, yo, the majority of props I'm getting is from niggas.
Mandem. Ndaswagera
Boots is really impressor.
my niggas.
Because on a girl thing, it was just like, oh, he looks nice. But it wasn't specific. I've spent a good portion of the money that I have on this one thing, thinking, but it, like, I needed to be more consistent than that. Like, my niggas who are, Jordans, basketball, nice shoes.
Hey, nice. Yeah.
It didn't permeate beyond what I thought you were.
The target audience yangu.
So,
demographic yangu.
I need to attack from a...
I'm not polling correctly in the right demographic.
Because again, like the people that I'm trying to impress at the time, my students, what I was leading up to was during those moments where I would have like a hot streak or things are going on for me. You know, you attract the attention of people that you are well aware are beyond your league.
Yeah.
But you are aware, your niggas are aware, everyone is aware.
But then sometimes you're just such a cool vibesy guy that everyone's drawn to you.
No, that was the natural.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, even there, I would make calculated decisions. Nah, it's good to be here. That's as far as I will go. I won't even. I wouldn't even entertain the thought of. Because like that was the level of insecurity.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking. My niggas, we should study together. We should because maybe you are knowledgeable about the particular politics.
Dates. I will give you dates.
You know. Let me come to your room to study. Let's study together. I was like, because in that deep is a man that
that breaks my heart. You know why that breaks my heart? Because that was me probably around sixth form period. Sixth form period. I mean, when I go to uni, and I got a gun voster but I still feel like looking back, I stifled myself. And I think this is a word to the young man. You see what you're saying about my Jordans and Retete. What's important is, and I've clocked it, and I look back, hindsight is 20 crystal clear HD 4K Ultra. Brother, they don't have to be expensive shoes. They just don't have to be battered.
Yeah. Ngadzi chene.
Gaingo chene.
Ngadzi chene.
Hembe haku gaingo ainigi.
Yeah.
And also color coordination.
Yeah.
Ngazvingopindirana.
Let it look intentional.
Brother, Panama picture and no back there I'm like, woo. am I wearing? What is that? And you know what? I would make strong starts in like first impression. Ooh,
The quadza.
quads man, solid. Especially in sixth form, we figure here in England there's no uniform in sixth form. Most sixth forms don't do uniform. You wear formally Murama suit. What no? My suit guana. Oh yeah, still shining in the hood. But I didn't got a little chip over my shoulder, but you know, and I didn't got possessor. But when we'd go out in Nangrikini, my swag would be all the way off. Big man. And then now I realized was just off the basis of that. I've seen it now. I'm like, it's not about through dressing. God's go.
Strong start Zim currents.
Whoa. Just make sure they're clean, they're not battered. Kana wachitenga boots yako ye Fong Kong yakachipa usatenge yakanzi Fong Kong usatenge sharp boots red amongst Zimbabwean men in the UK. It was a thing, you know. Kuno Zim men and red shoes. There was a period whereby no one's and I don't know why anyone like you could tell it
was an MDC thing. Chinja maitiro
izenzo guqula izenzo. Nah, it was big, but then
I look back at those days, man, and what's the wildest thing that you ever did to get like attention here, like in the realm of like lies or going out of your way to impress
on a dating thing? Yeah. But what's my to impress the things?
Yeah. Because I have my range of lying goes from like misdemeanors to
downright flagrant
to we need to call the police.
Oh, like
emotional distress.
He needs to be stopped.
So like I before the time
I'm trying to think. You know what? You tell me. And I'll think.
I want to snitch.
No,
let me start small. My small.
Yeah.
It will start from like, you know, when you're trying to make a good impression. You know, like let's say you say like, let's grab some milkshakes. You know, let's grab some milkshakes. Steers was known for
good milkshakes.
And at the time, it's only now that you realize, like, yeah, this is not a good milkshake. But at the time, it's your students, they're cheap, and
it's nice. It's a look.
It's a look. Let's go for milkshakes. I remember went out for milkshake, ended up getting my burger, but I remember walking out of that place, Steers, there was a burger. Butter 50 rand. Just to give you context,
Beggar
how
right,
crazy that was. Probably total would be like 38 rand.
So man just went 12 back above board just for the... Man said keep the change. Man said keep the change.
Butter 50.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know whether ndo Maria katanga kubuda or I did intentionally, but I know in my head whatever had happened, I brushed it off on some. It's a good look.
It's cool.
And you and cheaper green. Ndapinda ma marks ekunzi ndiri generous. Ndakazorowa a few days later zvazoti shake. Ndakaenda ngechano ritsvaga. Pane jama ngakagara pa stairs ndingava
vaitengesa mami
because I'm sure he knows good I did that zvekuti ndingiri wangu.
Right after that, I would have said, yeah, of course.
I am certain as soon as ndichitena akasimuka kanogara pangu pa. I'm certain ndichingotena akasimuka no. A good day's work. Because it was the most out of pocket thing. You know when somebody listen.
Whoa, what happened? Yay.
That happened over a long time ago. I'm talking over 12 years ago. Think about that moment as in, what was I doing? You know, but again, goes back to Nyama insecurities where you're trying to overcompensate. When you're up, you're trying to do too much to no.
Oh, no, it's nothing. It's cool. Man, for 12 rand on the table.
Like
These goddamns took out. Fuck. Shit. I needed that.
because at the time I am very well aware kuti a streetwise 2-year KFC ate at 27 rand.
You're
So
halfway there.
I was
You played yourself out of half of.
no, I gave him 50.
You gave him 50. How much were the burgers?
38. I'm talking now. No, a beggar isn't with munano kumbira. As in with outside tatotenga a beggar as in vanonga ndikumbobatsira ntoni ngicela.
No, I thought kuti zvonipana face my burger. I think it's my burger like
tikatotenga milkshake tikatoningira
Makubuda,
tikatogara
pana
mari vari kuti ndikati German batai 50.
Oh, that's even more diabolical.
That's what I'm saying.
That's even
That's what I'm
bad.
saying.
Yay!
That's what I'm saying.
Ganza.
That's what I'm
Half
saying.
100 rand.
Exactly.
Yay!
Bata 50
Yay!
rand.
Yay!
Ndrimkoma.
You
I was
remember-
channeling Wick Nojivayo.
Yeah, but fuck
Now,
and up upstairs going upstairs
no claim ndingrini ako ndrimkoma ako. Mdara wangu ato mdara wako.
Yeah, watu wangu. Cha mama.
Urasi.
How does it come through? That's diabolical.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Kuri 50 rand yenda
diabolical.
kazoifunga. Wonge dzasheka kuti hey konesta sei. Look at proper personal clarity. But
Not just from unochimboita sei.
unochimboita sei.
Unochimboita sei naiwe.
So that's the level that I'm saying with off my misdemeanor. I will start us off there.
Yeah, okay, misdemeanor. Okay, misdemeanors before tender my flagrants. Ndimfana to impress my baby. It's littered. I think there's one time when I started a new school and I completely lied kuti ndabva kuchikoro chipi. That was
To everyone at the new school.
To everyone at the new school, bro. And I think, oh my God, I might have overshot it. Because now the whole school is like, man, my baby bandit there.
Oh, that's whatever school you were sharing was a heavy.
I mean, because the thing is, right, I went to this school. I went to this private school, kind of Brighton.
Oh, right.
Chegud. Nice school, very land.
Oh, this is still in Zim.
This is still in Zim.
Yeah.
Down's not hanga from fuck. It's a
Makabvira kudhara nezvekunyepa zvindara.
So now, what I wanted to say. Okay, so I go to this Kagwana, a very, very, very nice little private school, and then I went to. Then when my parents moved to Harare, my brother I'm grade 7, anga kutopedza grade 7, so they didn't want to change him. Anga kutopinda form 1. So when my mom and dad moved to Harare, I moved to Harare with my mom and dad, and I did a little stint at Blackiston. And then after that stint and a little while, my mom comes to England, right we eventually moved back to Chegud for like last year of primary school type shit. And Vandaenda Kukagwana Hartley, which was like
Kumarain.
Kumarain.
Yeah.
It's the local.
Yeah.
But now
You got that pedigree.
From when I was at Brighton,
Yeah.
I used to see the motion and the pedigree of like, when in the church Sunday service and people and everyone was just like, hey, when the other kids are a little timid, near me and one of them, I just,
Brighton. How are
but
you?
it's
How
not,
do you do?
I'm not even realizing it, but I'm just kind of picking up on, okay, you man, all right. So I come back, so now I'm going and I'm introduced. Oh, so this new student in class. Tell us what Vokchkoro Jeep. And in my head, what
You should have said Blackstone.
what I should have done was, I went to Hallingbury, then just suddenly drop, went to Brighton, went to Blackiston, and now I'm here type stuff. Eloquent, but I've delivered the message. Ne pedigree yangu. I don't know what happened. Brighton. The whole class like,
Brighton, in it.
In it. Even the teacher was like, okay.
On some, if I was your teacher on some hairy shit.
And what's even mad is teacher yakatozopedzera hakutondihater on a low key.
No,
like
that
that
would have been me.
He was a student teacher. He was
Like, there's no repart.
He had a little beef on me.
Fucker,
Fucker. What the fuck? You know where you are gonna chikora chenye chine number. Hardly one. Zengeza 2 private. You know what time it is. So in my head, I actually even have a little disgruntlement with, man, why am I even here? You done me dirty. Mom's wow, you came the wrong is gunvoster gung ho. I don't
You're not thinking about the aesthetics, Pop.
Bro, you're not thinking of, come on, what you making me look like? Brother, for the next few months in that term, ndakanzwai. And then now,
that's the Brighton down.
and then my niggas now, my haters, but my all my haters hang out down. Vauya kwandizvonzi, guys, hamakawinere that tournament yecricket chichi. Ndakati aiya takaiwina nangarikiniyo yangari kuruzawi zvanzi kunyepa takaudzwa marizatsa chakawina ndilomakandi college primary school. You must be thinking about that's
my niggas anga toita kuti Tom
kana kuti ndizive kuti apana wanga wazvifukunura kupi. Wakamboti uchitaura nevanhu one munenge wabva but ndingatoti so as I was saying, but even nyarara man, nyarara man.
Could right yo, these guys were scheming. They were they were scheming.
They were like scheming.
They were like, no, you don't come out of nowhere and destroy the status quo.
But bro, at this point, my grade 7 out on the ratsamba. Like in the end of the first week.
Fast forward.
I've gone fast. I don't know why they was moving, but the girls were on, man. They were. But it worked because now yanga yatongo rumor yanga itori he say, they say, she say, and this is how I ended up dispelling it. As time goes on, and then they'd come to my den, and then they'd see my school pictures from my school portraits, and then like, oh yeah, you had to pull out them ones. Just dispel the nangarikini, but date rajurangari a little off.
Oh, this?
That's when I was in grade 4. That must have been first term grade 4. Wonderful times. Anyway, guys, I need to jump aboard, banana juice. In fact, I think I even invited the niggas kabisira. Just so.
Because the other option you had was to take the picture to Kubora.
Right.
Or some shooters.
Oh.
I took a picture instead of a shin
Oh,
pad.
nice. Oh, my bad.
Oh. What is this?
So now I now had a faction of the niggas who are like, I know he really
Feel real for real.
Yeah, for real. He's the real deal. It's the real article.
But at this point, niggas will throw my Photoshop allegations.
But this time I discombobulated because in the pin and the right internet, but that's not the only kind of laurel I'm resting on. And my public speaking the Chikoka guy.
Yeah.
When I did Michael Jackson.
Chuchu Saza.
Diri Muse Zuru.
Any okay?
Any
So
ultimately, I think it worked.
Yeah.
I
Because
think.
at the beginning they're like, my brother niggas answer Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
That looks about.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Oh fuck. For the beanies.
Hey.
I think that that could have hit the fan. So then I think I'm going to hardly want this. Hey, nigga.
What do you know when I think about lying about things in school is my problem, bro. There was I just had a streak of
Why?
insecurities, bro.
No, I'm
Like lying.
Awfully insecure. I'll be honest about this. I think I still have to my deep-seated insecurities.
I mean, everyone
100%.
has, but when I'm talking high school, it was almost a disease.
Immense.
Where you're lying about, like I would, you visiting my cousins, and my cousins think like, "Iwe, munanda TV." But they don't understand. I'm watching TV. I'm collecting.
Yeah.
All right, in don't BTV. Passion starts at beach. All right.
Or ikatuni notanga nguva inonzi tomaday's happy. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Because when you go back to school, that's what they're discussing, and you want to participate.
You can chip in. But hautaurize.
I didn't. In the Taurisa, man, do you get problem here?
Unonga kuti commandeer the whole conversation.
I always did too much, brother. I remember my niggas, and here, do you know? Right. Let me give you an example of what I was. Do you know what Drake is going through right now? What he's been going through the past few months?
Yeah.
Where when you've been up for so long,
yeah.
so much that it creates discontent amongst a contingent that can't voice it because you're up.
Yeah. They just
But these people wait for a chink in your armor, and then the flood gets open.
So the new nigga, the light skinned nigga who came to school.
Where I had been up for so long, bro. Like, and the disgruntlement with me being up is I was such a dark horse. Do you know what I mean? Where during this time, it's one of my light skinned niggas on green, but there was this very, very, I don't know what to call him, but you know when somebody is heads and shoulders handsome, much more handsome than anyone else. Young man by the name of Eric. Light skin, but it wasn't handsome on the basis of him being light skin. He was just a handsome guy.
Was this the new nigga?
No. We started from one test. But he just came out of the woodworks. He was handsome even amongst the boys. As my G's, you are like, Pamuno Gadzra, my listening groans. No. Eric is Pavanantura, my baby. Because Eric was getting attention from a Form 3.
Yay.
We're talking first week Form 1.
Fuck! Makatunga establish a pecking order right there and then.
Exactly. I said that to say, even when you were done compiling the list here in Ngirikini, I'm one of those people who type in on some my qualities. Like, nah, dziri fani dzinoimba dzinotamba taita state padding kuti tikwane more. But it wasn't even a first level and
it's social credit.
Do you know what I mean?
Social
It was
validation.
back then it wasn't a vibe really, but that's what it was. Kana tanda zvekuita vibe.
We can.
Boys remawo cry.
That was
boys rakakuzhangadira But the problem was you give me that in and then you're like, oh, this nigga is this nigga knows school.
It's one of the more valuable ones.
He knows nigga. So I kind of ran, and then I was smart to a fault. Yembe would always be blue and check and we were getting my words and just and then you buffer in here good okay, but I don't know how my parents did, but my first visiting, my dad conspired with my cousin and they came with this MPV vehicle that was so cool. And I knew my parents didn't have a car. So for them to, and they came with a contingent and they were playing, I looked
badass.
I looked,
yay!
So I'm saying that to say, ndakazonge establish cool guy. You know that cool guy of being a hard worker. I worked hard for me being
I worked for this. I wasn't handed on a plate.
On the dark side, man, it's now being buffered in a kleptomania. Because of my insecurity to sustain this cool guy.
Can write it a kleptocracy.
But perfume moon.
And they're like, nigga, I can smell you, you know?
I can smell you.
You know, I can smell you, right?
Like, how is it kuti patakavhura term first 2 weeks wanga usina smell it, but all of a sudden hapana munhu aenda kumba
all of a sudden
makunoirira playboy how? What do you mean? Well, walk us through this thought process.
Jesus, that's funny.
Walk us through this thought process.
How did we arrive there?
Where I became obsessed with perfumes is I can't remember who it was, whose decision it was, but it must have been Mom's one brought me deodorant in Tessa. I think I'm half. This was my first time using deodorant and we spray a zungu. So I didn't go to But I remember getting a compliment from one of the baddest girls. Like I'm talking 4-on-4. She was like, yo. And it was like I walked past and they came back on some. That's when I became obsessed.
What? There's something here.
There's something. So get into my kleptomania bag. Because just from that, I want to sustain. But I'm saying, I don't even know where I was going with the story.
Oh, no. We were talking about Eric. First year. We know Eric,
with that, it's good. My downfall came from all this trying to fit in into these my cliques. Like I had my real friends, real homies, and I'm talking, this school was 80% on
we're on the same plane here.
To be fair, we weren't really on the, you know how Mapurisa, there's these ranks.
Yeah, of course.
Some of them were higher up.
No, but ultimately,
really and truly,
still on the same
our
plane.
parents are employed by the same person.
People.
There's no surprise as to Ningrin. As a matter of fact,
in fact,
you are well aware of baseline.
In fact, part on a baseline. At the very least, pan up.
Exactly.
And they cannot just
but again, Muruja outliers. Hey, around face. You know. But still, my insecurities are because Pambana Eric, the people that stand up, Pambana Eric, who was just handsome, and then Pambana face and Quincy. Quincy was so cool. I genuinely thought Quincy only showed up a weekend. I only saw this nigga the weekend. Quincy was the first person I saw in a do-rag.
Cool. cool, nigga.
White durag, and he could do this. You know that dance here? You know that? You know that?
Oh, the Harlem Shake.
Was the first person I ever saw do the Harlem Shake. Quincy was so. It wasn't until maybe third term from one I was like, oh, yo, Quincy, what's up? And I'm talking, our school wasn't even that big, bro.
I've never seen this man in full mandate uniform.
Then there was Ladislas Commander. Ladislas was also just handsome, but also he was sporty, bro. He could run, he could play basketball.
Yeah.
There was a phase where people became obsessed with like end one basketball. Like, so I would always look up to all these people and try to fit in, but I don't have the facilities.
I don't have the means.
But then there was something, the universe just conspired to give me an in, you know? I remember exchanging letters with one of the most beautiful girls. And then I can't even remember how that fell apart. And like all these, when things started falling apart, I remember when I look back, one of the signs was there was a song that was hot that I claimed that I had watched the video. And then this video, I think it was played, and it was like, oh, this video is pretty dope. So niggas were like,
whoa.
Pause that. On the 16th of October,
you've had haters.
I promise you.
You know the thing is, if you're a shining ass nigga, you really.
I promise.
They draked you.
That's what happened. And
this is not the first time niggas have done. Whoa.
So that was not even Ningrinie klepto, even Ningrinie Bagurai. Do you know how it came about? Like the big expose.
What was the expose?
I had become a menace, bro. Like I'm hot. Not even good out. At that point, it wasn't even like it was. I think the craziest thing that I had done was, you calculate a moon. Was a moon, and you scrub. You know, but it was silly things like cut t-shirt, yeah, cutting green. But like because Tayanika hembe pan green, you'd quatura tracksuit. Because my tracksuit, the downside without tracksuit is the more you wash them, kaku mbumba.
The blue bora like
no. As in the blue would stop bluing.
Okay, fair.
You get it? The more you wash them. And kana nigga who's like drug and green, you would be like, drug watch a tracksuit yango, I want it to be. But the more you washed it, the less blue it would become. Saka pano yava izo da tracksuit it achangoshika tracksuit there to katanwa. So the question is
how do you have a deep blue?
Ndakasvika pa trunk pangu German. Vanhu vakaita meeting. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday where vanhu vakaita meeting trunk ragwejenurwa.
Intervention.
Exactly.
German
mune ningrini, and I'm talking streams. At this point, I'm like in Form 2. Panama Form 1, Panama Form 2, Panama Form 3. It was a congregation. Pindura,
vanhu vaconspire.
Exactly.
Like it's like vanhu vakaungana vakati right. Okay,
there were people with real grievances and people who were there to stand pad and there were niggas who were there to report and take it directly to girls' hostel because that's where I was hot. You get it? And then on some like ndashuzuruzwa kumba kwa deputy headmaster taibata mbava Oh, it was proper embarrassing. Like I'm talking. It was proper embarrassing. Like you like it was. There's no one at this school who does it. It's a moment. There's no one at this school who is not aware. It's the only thing that everyone is talking about.
Shit.
And now we're making up things.
Dear, it must have been.
Everyone
Munhu
was
wese
thrown
akutoti
into
ndopa
it.
zvira.
And that's not to sanitize myself.
Did it break like assembly level of?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pane vanhu vari kuba muchikoro muno we
Yes.
want to
No,
discourage vanhu kuti
No, it was
vasabe.
very specific.
Boo! Yay!
Yeah.
Ooh!
It wasn't a
A
sub
fall
tweet.
from grace.
No,
It wasn't a sub. They
It wasn't a
add
sub.
you.
It wasn't a, no, but do you know what? If I call my niggas right now, they would
But I
tell-
remember you telling me this when you got away unscathed. Or like after,
it wasn't even that I
No,
got
no, no,
away
no.
instead. But the recovery.
You're too saucy. You can't keep me down.
It's to this day, either like my homie that I called, or the other one,
Mofela.
or Mofela, could be, or Chiba, or Korean, or most recently the person. He wasn't even my homie. I bumped into him. I was like, Ndara, like your ability to recover from those things was just.
It needs to be studied.
Because do you know the crazy thing is I remember after that I went on a, you know what Russell Brand is doing now? Where he just went full Christian.
Full Chris to rebrand. What?
I was hitting
Wangom
those.
SU.
I'm a new creation. That song, I'm not
Our
even joking.
God is an
No, but
awesome.
I'm a new creation. That song, I sang it in church.
PR. PR campaign.
Like,
PR campaign. Yo, we need to cleanse this image.
Damn.
What do? We need a pivot. We need a 180.
I just want to, did my little song and hey, that lunch because church happened after breakfast on a Sunday. Lunch, I like that song that you did. I like it. I like that. I can't remember how the song goes.
Fuck me, Kanduro.
Oh my god. Oh my. And that is what created like this perpetual grievance. Okay. So my proper fall from grace was, okay, we have to expel this nigga.
How the mighty have fallen.
We
Fuck.
have to expel this guy.
Shit. How did you patch it up with the teachers in the Nangrin? Bear in mind, Murano Mapurisa. Murano Mapurisa, Okumba.
No, but the teachers, no, but you see, the thing is, because again, the teachers are understanding that really and truly. There's one,
they get it.
There's nothing.
It's nothing
like
too crazy.
There was apana muna birwa mari. Do you get?
Yeah,
It was
like
no,
something.
It was silly things like deodorants. Yembe dripper line. And Yembe Zashina wasn't being taken to it would just zofekwa zo dampwa or exactly. You know, Zhimaputi, Tak or Ningrin, but even Tak wasn't even my specialty. Like that. It was just, I was more of an aesthetics guy.
No, what
You know?
and figure my biscuits.
which makes less sense because your probability of getting away with Tak is much higher than
Because you eat, guy, you destroy it. Disposable.
But niggas can stress good. Yo,
Hey,
like
bold.
You know?
Bold moves.
But
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
and
Oh, and it was also in the vein of Impressa my babe.
yeah,
Again, I'm grade 3.
yeah.
I'm 8 years old.
God damn it.
Fuck.
God.
I'm actually a Brighton. Right. Saga, I was a day scholar. Me and my brother were both day scholars. So I think RTO, RTC was like a local bus service. They had the contract and they used to pick up all the day scholars because the school was a little way out, country school, outskirts of Tunas. So it's a young little 10-15 minute drive from Manganango. They come, they pick us up, and now in outside our yard, per driveway, per gate, there was like like a quarry, like Matombo side of the road.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of like Matombo and Nangirkini they had over there. But I used to fuck around with Vanepa next door, Tambachi, Hueshe, and sometimes on the weekend I was one of them explorative niggas. And I really was a weird kid.
Yeah.
Really and truly. But it was veiled with just a knack for being able. I don't know how I can explain it. And I'm rummaging one time, and then I bumped into these to my quartz stones. They look like diamonds, but they're not. But they're in that kind of shape and I was like, oh, this looks cool. So in fact, when I found it, I was like, oh, is this a diamond? I thought, I remember one time we were on the bus, we were going to school, and there was this girl. She was in grade 5. I was in grade 3. And she was with another, two of them, the black things. And I'm briding the black people to disperse. Class 120, 25, 4 of them, my boy, type shit. So now when you have my boy, and a lot of my boy were my day scholars as well. Anyway, Dakagara on backseat, these my baby, they look at the stone, they're like, oh shit, where you get this at? Nah, I got these. I realized, oh,
there's some fascination.
I was like, all right, cool, great.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
After that, every weekend, you'd find me.
Matochi property.
Yes. One time, I've now kind of exhausted.
Man, a catalog.
Bro, quarry yangu ya ichipera nangirkinika, and I'm getting to the bottom of my resources. I'm not finding them as much as I.
Were you giving these stones away?
I'm giving them. Ndinetwangu twanda collector but ndaita say ndanda kuti ndichipa. Now it's now even gone to ndakutopa. Diamonds are forever, guy. And then I remember we got given this arts and craft project where we my jars honey, or like just my glass jars jam.
Yeah.
They gave us these big glass jars, and they told us to mold that patty, shandisco pama window panes, the black one, kumba. So we molded the patty around it. So it was like a pencil holder. That was the art project. Make yourself a pencil holder. It was like every other week there'd be like a silly little arts project. Like, no contrast. Yeah. Anyway, the task was to decorate the thing with matombo and nangarkin. I realized one time, and all my other classmates, they've got these nice little polished soft stones. I don't know where they're getting them, and these nice little ornamental ones. And I'm like, yo, these stones look cool, I mean, they're not as cool as mine, but they're a different vibe.
What's going on?
It's like, And then one time, Tadzoka, from lunch, ndapinda mu class one, so I went to my fields, my sports, and nip in my class. But I'm going to talk 1 or 2, papa. 1 or 2, not so much. Boom. And now I'm noticing with my baby, they're losing interest in it. Like, these are regular. How do I revive this market? So them, boom, 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 armed with the things. Not, oh yeah, by the way, new drop.
Fresh out.
New line. Gave them, they're like, ooh, this is nice. I was like, we're back in, baby. We're back in, baby. Yeah. I think her name, one of the girls' names was Joanna. I have actually,
She's white?
No, black thing.
Okay.
Before you realize kutokonyora ndangotanga ndichitokonyora one before the silly party dries because it takes a little bit of time to set and ndangotanga ndichitokonyora one next day ndakati two next day before you realize ndatokonyora bro, you know when panongochiba zviri and then wakamboba like drink kana kuti mabiscuits zvichingononga biscuit and then one day panoenda unotora rimwe kuti bag raempty it's like I might have overdone it and now I'm trying to think how do I replenish my biscuits angari umo kuti
I just
what did I get there?
Sorry.
Okay.
The exact same thing. This scenario happened in high school where time of Form 4 there was a phase where people were just my boundaries pampas.
Yeah.
So the story goes where this is amongst friends where people would do this thing where they're like, ina self-control. Let me put my biscuits angu kutrunk wako. You control. I can come from time to time and ask.
Did they make you the vote?
No one trusted.
I was about to say, that would be stupid.
Absolutely no one trusted me. So I can't remember. This guy was called Sean, and it's Sean and who? I can't remember. But they do this exchange between them.
Yeah.
Right? But what this guy would do was, from time to time, he would just come and sneak his hand per trunk because he knew the location of 2K Jirema Chawan. And just say, and just walk away.
Yeah.
But what he didn't realize was Murizwe Trunk had also invested in this nigga. Saka mabishwa alikuroa from
left, right, center.
Saka here based on how much he's taking. Based on how much he's taking. He's like, we're still there.
We're all right.
We still have time.
But you're blind, guy. You're not gonna blind.
He's blind.
You're not gonna blind.
He's blind. So 2 weeks down the line, I don't know how far along, he comes. I must have been a Saturday, or I don't know whether it was midweek. He comes, sneaks his hand and does. Huh? Then another way would not do something, and you feel
easy. Like,
so then he whips it out, fufu, and holds it, and pasara like it's a big packet.
Breakage, mafufu.
And to this day, I'm going to censor this part, but that's to this day
he exclaimed.
I'm almost tempted to call my homie again. But so when you're saying
you don't realize it.
You don't realize.
Upon realization,
he's like,
shit. Shit. No ones. So I do that with those matombo. Bear in mind now, this is silly party. So that even pandin chitokonyora panenge vachitosara tugunyo twakadhindikira tonyasoma kuti pane munhu atokonyora
evidence.
So it was so easy they could have just picked a fingerprint. That's your ass. Ndatokonyora, bro. It gets so bad now. Even I realized I think I might have gone too hard. Now everyone in class is complaining because people got to check their jars at their setting. They're like, ma'am. Hey. But there were people who had the nicer stones. They were done. But I needed an assortment of gems. You know, madama rubies, madama.
You a dealer.
Teacher was now like, there's something going on here. Diana, what's happening? Boom, boom, boom. Bear in mind, a few black people in the class. I am the loudest. In fact, everyone dislikes me. I know for a fact everyone dislikes me because I am that nigga. Teacher, 3 times 2. Teacher, I'm
not by homework.
I want to ask him. Like everything to me was a competition. I just wanted to be the best. Like if it's a race, I want to be the fastest. If I was just overly competitive, and people used to fucking relax, bro. Can you like?
Yeah.
Man. Anyway, Daro, word comes out. I don't know what word comes out. One time, I come to class, ndrupinam class, vandapesa nana Joanna. Wachibuda. Ndakati, whoa. My teacher's like, "Mnasho happen." So as these girls are saying to one,
you on some.
Urundila matomba, ndiyo era watuna madzina. Vehemently, no, not me.
Sir.
I plead the fifth, Your Honor.
Fifth.
And then I turned around, I was like, no, inini matombo ndakavapa matombo. Right. But in matombo andino collect and kwedu. I ain't taking these stones. Matombo angu to stone collection to angu. Ndati vunzai brother yang. My brother Mtongi was in grade 6 at the time. They call Mtongi over. Mtongi comes. Mtongi yo mfano wako waruti zvoni wagwan. What's chi. And by some luck, Mtongi just happened to have one of the stones and andakamupa ekuden kwedu the but yeah, I don't know, he's got this weird thing. I mean, like one of these. She looks at it, she's like, okay. So now that lends some credence to my defense, right? Because no,
is it because I'm black?
I make the argument. I find them nangarkini mangwachinda mawana sandpit because yeah matombo retete. This is when I realized this was a master stroke on my end. I have a few of the stones, right? And for my classmates, I know my teacher knew this one. Man, get the fuck out of here. I've got some of these stones. Saka ndakashka kugwana early, and it early belana nakuta say chichi vanakunda ku assembly chichi. Vanapinda mu sandpit. Vandaisa matombo mu sandpit chichi. And after a while, there's this girl I think I see. Yes, it was fuck. Oh my God, I don't know if she'd even remember this. Lynette. Now, Vandati, one time strategically, I was like, "Handi totsvaga matombo mu sandpit." Because everyone's saying handi totsvaga nagarkini. We start searching fugunura, and sure enough, boom, padumana ne one, boom, padumana ne ring. I'm like, you see? You see?
What?
You see? Brother, I got off the hook. That's how I got off the hook as far as everyone was concerned. But I knew my teacher knew to need fucking get out of here. But to everyone, I was like, you see, I found them in the sandpit. Your Honor. No case.
No, sir.
Evidence in you, it's no.
You wanted to go down for matombo mda? Kuita mwana so.
Being a child is just fucking silly.
Hey, the insecurities, man. It's I think this episode is just trying to heal that inner child, man. You know, what stories do you guys have where, you know, you were up to some tomfoolery that you look back and you're like, what was I?
Why am I playing at here?
But on the flip side, though, I remember on the flip side, because I don't know, niggas scary on this level, don't see it's not scary one.
You must throw someone.
Women be lying, bro.
Hey yo!
Women be lying, bro.
Now, let's get into it.
Women be lying,
let's
bro.
get into it.
Women be lying.
Let's get into it.
One of these Marasta nights.
No, let's get into it. You're right. Yeah.
One of these Marasta nights.
Yeah.
Narura Madans. This young, pretty black thing is seeing me from the corner. I'm eyeing her, and then she comes like, she's not much of a dancer, but she's nice. Body, she's niggering. She throws me a niggering. I remember early on this girl, when we were still talking to Chifamba, do you smoke? Because the conversation had come up, you don't drink. Huh.
No.
You know, it would
Do you
always be
smoke?
like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
So do you smoke? No, I don't smoke.
Oh. Clean living.
Do you smoke? No.
No, for me, no. No.
It was one of those murukupinda pa green hot and heavy green pa desk pake pekre mogo
Brick. Chidina.
pekre mogo.
Chidina. Chapa duty free.
But here's the reason why I'm saying this nyaya. I'm saying this nyaya pakuti. This was one of the most pointless lies I've ever made because
you were never going to be deterred
I promise you,
by
bro.
the fact.
This girl was too pretty for it to be a deterrent.
I don't
She
care.
was. If she hadn't brought up Nyaye Mogoi, I wouldn't have brought because I'm not going to do anything to remove myself.
Yeah, you're not about
from,
to say.
I'm
But
not.
the way unoputa mogoreo, in case he says A, and then now I have to act a certain
So
way
now
about.
and she quickly remembers. She's like, "Oh, my friends like to chill here and
They leave,
and
they
they
leave,
forget her.
yeah.
But because at this point, in all this kissing, I haven't detected any
No,
smell.
you're like us, so yeah.
I don't know what happened, bro. It was just a.
I wasn't it. Oh, did it actually deter you? Or is the lie that
I'm talking Peke Mog. I don't know what it is with South Africa, but those are big pecs, bro. It wasn't share. It was a. It was Pekre Mog, right? Enough to be noticeable. Murima, right? Password. Do you know what I mean? Because in my head, I'm like, this is such a pointless lie. Why you? And now, I think the reason why it ended up deterring was it started putting a lot of things that didn't need to be put into context. Jamani bring fast, you mean? Because I don't know what's going on. Pressure.
Yeah, but first of all, when now you made me feel like didn't I initiated that kiss and then you start thinking like, yo,
now she's on some.
I don't know if we should do this.
I don't usually do this on the first. I'm there. And, fair enough. We just cuddle and whatnot. But Nyaye Mugoi popped up quite a few times. I remember bumping into her. Ashtorova Mogo with some like outside lectures with Ningrigini. And it was always on some. And I would always wonder,
why did you lie?
Why did you?
But goods in the same way, my niggas are not close at the deal. She just thought, let me, hey man, what you end up you and hey.
Akaitsika netsitsino.
No, not even
No. I was like, yo, my man. First of all, that's not good for the environment.
First of all, you're littering. First of all, stop littering.
First of all, what's yours, Baba? What's yours? Pamagambo varwa.
I was like, hey!
Why? You didn't need to do that.
You ain't need to do all of that. Well, of course, there's always the subtle ones which are just
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's just girls running Mac on you.
Yeah.
On some
You're the most handsome guy that I've ever seen. One. One. If you tell someone like me, like at this point, I think when I look back at my past, I see with sometimes some of the things that God put me through were for a point. Because the one thing that I now know about popularity is how futile it is to try and to be popular. Is it grounded in something?
Yeah. For the sake of
You just want to be popular for the sake of, because you are going to do everything in your power to become popular, right? But when you're popular because you're funny, it's okay. I'm not out here trying to nigreen. All those experiences, Bagbura and Nigrini taught me, okay, this is what happens when you fly too close to the sun.
Yeah,
Or this is what happens. Like, I consistently had those scenarios in my childhood going into uni where I consistently, then I was like, you know what? This thing needs to be grounded in something.
Steady.
It needs to be, it needs to be anchored in something. And when I found my thing, the point that I was trying to make, how did I start?
No, we're saying my baby, it's like but you're talking about when you seek popularity, it needs to be grounded in something. I don't know where the relation that was to my baby. I know say you, you know, in putting up a front.
I was trying to say now, because of all those experiences that I've had, the person that I am now is, I might have insecurities about silly things, but I am self-assured in who I am. I bring to the table.
Yep. You get
to the extent that you cannot lie to me and try to flatter me.
You can't shame me, you can't flatter me, you can't babadzira me with my I hear that.
I mean, you can shame me with a certain, like, there's little insecurities. But in terms of flattering, it takes it like brother.
Flattery.
Like brother.
If anything, I know that.
Do you get what I mean? But if somebody was to, oh my goodness, hey, I feel like you're so handsome.
I'll tell you a soft lie on this last couple weeks ago. I was in a club and the bar was mad busy. It was a massive kind of like function. I get to the bar, I'm in the queue, boom, boom, boom. Everyone's vying for,
attention.
Bartender. As I'm there, I'm about to order my drinks. These two girls come up to me and they've got these two like coupons. All right. First of all, if Murume ever pulled up to the bar counter, at this time, and tapped on your shoulder and said, chingondibatiro kane ma coupon, like ndine ma drinks coupon, you're out the game. We know it's giving broke. It's giving broke.
Coupon. Mulanda.
Coupon. This Zera it.
I know good life, but
I mean, I cannot. What's that? She's like, yeah, just give me nangrikini. I get 2 drinks into that nangri. I was like, okay, I grabbed the coupons. So they thought I was going to order yangu. I was going to say truma vodka and lemonade yangu chichichi plus mudachi. Okay, and rated and she was anticipating kuti. I think they knew my coupon now. My coupon as story valid. Because I look as I'm holding the coupon, I look at the coupons. I was like, hey, by the way, after this order, could you please serve Shangwat Tango eats? They didn't hear that. The club is loud. And the assassin hour they're over there. I think yeah, to get them quiddy bees. Yeah. I get there, I get my drinks, ndabhadhara, and they're turning to vakamira onati makuva avari papi, ndatambidza cashier makupo nawo, cashier tasa makupo nawo, cashier makupo anovhara na 11 p.m. Unoziva ma free drinks before. And vanga vakanaka, bro. Yeah. They were nice. 2 black things. And
curse the cost of living.
I promise you, Vaskana Mavari too had one approached them in their elements. Very kuserwe VIP Buthrin Jonda and whatnot. They would have told you to scuttle off, broke nigga. And what time pizza? ndaona cashier achiti zvoni hey these coupons are ours ndakati hey aminondeva now I grab my drinks ndakutena kudayo they're like cool how far where's our drinks ndakati hanzi nabartender are invalid taurai naye excuse me yeah you thought you found a sucker you thought
but that's devious.
you thought you found a
Vada
sucker
kufushirani because chakashatira futi mabatena yo
hey yo
I'm here. These are invalid.
No, because they were expecting me to put it all in one order. Not I had two, no butter, and then when it turns out it's only mafugazi, and then now I'm stuck with this order format. Brother, they turned around. Vanga pango ya chimbetu. Zvinhu zvanga vekunzima je. Ndakati
Do you know the frequency at which that is going to be happening this Christmas? Scenarios like that.
No, it happens all the time. I've often said it.
Coupon.
Women can really get away with kubuda mden ne 20 pounds. Or doka ne 20 pounds yo.
What in the Audi is happening here?
What that's why all mothers shop at Iceland is
what is going on? Coupon but
vakandibuditsira macoupon bro ndakati kupoda zvako because I've been saying mabheba anogona kurovera 12 pound dress repashini netubhutsu twake nekaweave kake nemakeup yake and look like a bad dinner and ndotofeel out could never be me wanike munhu ane macoupon I haven't seen coupons in power since uni days. Kudara, bro.
Ladies. Be safe out there. Wire to avoid situations like that.
Aiwa. Zvoti takada mumwe mabhawa akawanda mutakada kutonyatsobvunza zvikwama zvemabhebi kuti audit makamira sei
open up HMRC.
Munogona kuti munhu ane bus kwete yecab
bus £6.20 specific amount mukadonedza ka 20 kaka 2 mateni
yatoshota
unoona munhu ari padance floor
hey
DJ
can you please
pananzo ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the one and only Boys About Bridge. I mean, we're trying. Stay safe out there. Drive safe. You know, festive period.
Yeah,
let's make sure it's not
yeah.
Be safe, man. Obviously, it's another pre-recorded one, so we don't know what you've been saying on the internet, but we assume you've been sending coffees, sadzas, saying nice things, lovely things. Shout out to you. Yeah,
100%,
if we don't see each other before Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
If we are seeing each other after Christmas, hope I'm not zipping my bones.
Yep.
You know, Christmas box.
Christmas box. Christmas box. Totoida, toda my gifts.
See you guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and a prosperous. My New Year's resolution.
Aiwa, hobo, duck the resolutions.